let's be honest guys, can you really get a job without work experience? Let's talk. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to mentor you to a rewarding career to help you create a life you're proud of. And in that endeavor, I want to talk about whether or not you can really get a job without work experience. And this is a big question, and I totally get it because a lot of employers are looking for people with experience, and unfortunately if you don't have experience you can't get the job, and if you can't get the job you can't get experience that you need to get the job. So can you do it or not? And the answer is yes, you can get a job without work experience, but it depends on the type of job you're going for. So let's talk honest truth here. If you guys are looking for a high-paying job in a leadership role without any work experience, straight out of school, or just no experience at all, it's not gonna happen. All right, you've got to keep your expectations realistic in both salary, title, and position, right? That is absolutely key here. Let's not dance around this subject and pretend that you can brand yourself into a leadership role. In certain exceptions, maybe you can if you graduated from a very, very prestigious school, and in the sense that you were able to get very strong networks and connections through that higher society. But for the vast majority of you guys, that advantage is not there for you. And the reality is that you cannot get a great job without work experience. These employers, these companies are looking for people with vast amounts of experience, vast amounts of knowledge. And that's what they're paying for. That's the value, right? They don't need to train these people up. They could plop them into that role and they know exactly what to do. If you don't have that experience, you can't do that. They got to train you up. And as a result, that's more inconvenience for them. That's more cost for them, more investment. They're not going to look for that from someone without that experience. So that is the honest truth. That is the reality that a lot of you guys face today. So what exactly can you do right now? And I think the obvious one is to get experience. That means hunting for that entry-level job, hunting for that job that people aren't really gunning for, that don't want, doing the grunt work, being willing to do the grunt work, willing to learn new things and to really stretch yourself outside of that degree you studied for, that career that you are really gunning for. You might have to do something a little bit tangent to that or away from it, just to kind of sidestep and kind of get yourself into the ideal role by going laterally rather than going directly into it. So gun for that experience. Whatever the case may be, you want to find an entry-level job, that position that is low paying. Do not shy away from that, because if you're lacking experience, the first thing you need to get is experience. The other thing you have to focus in on is your resume, cover letter, and interview skills. Now, the interview is not going to happen unless your resume is good, and your resume is not going to be looked at unless your cover letter is good, right? So your cover letter, resume has to be top notch. You cannot have a template for all the companies you're applying for. You cannot spend only a few days or a day before to apply for the job. You have to spread this out, really pressure test your resume and cover letter, spread this out over a period of weeks, maybe a month, and make sure you have all the people behind you to help you with your cover letter and resume. That means your friends, professors, job counselors, maybe your family to review your resume and cover letter. And if you want, of course, you can have someone like myself to review it. I do have a career prep program for exactly that. I'll have more information in the links below as well as in the card here. It is just so important that you show off your communication skills, that you show off your personality, and that you showcase the skills that you do have through your cover letter and resume. Now, let's say an employer has had a real hard time finding the right candidate for an entry-level job. Now, they see this person, such as yourself, with an amazing cover letter, someone who can write well, speak well, who presents themselves professionally. Their resume isn't strong on experience, but their education makes up for it, as well as the way they've written their cover letter and presented their resume. Then they give you the chance. They're saying, you know what, I'm not getting enough candidates. I'm just going to interview everybody. That is an opportunity for you to shine during your interview. So it is so important that you know how to interview well. What does good look like? What does a great interview look like? You need to know that. You need to understand that dynamic. What does a great, free-flowing, comfortable interview process look like, rather than your typical conventional question, answer dynamic. Now, I will also show you how to do that in my career prep course. That is an exercise we do together. It is a mock interview process, and I give you real-time feedback. It is critical. It is legit. It is not easy, but at the same time, you will come out way ahead of your competition forward. The interview is not about just assessing knowledge, experience, problem-solving skills. It is also about finding the right cultural fit, the right personality fit with you and the boss, as well as you and your counterparts, with you and your team. Your boss knows the team. They know the types of people, they know the types of personalities that that team can work with, and they want to know if the new addition, such as yourself, is going to fit right in with them or not. So it's so important for you to show off that ability to be flexible, to be adaptable, to get along with others. And that's an element you really have to emphasize, either directly or implicitly, throughout the entire interview process. Guys, you nail this down and I guarantee you'll be on that employer's top 5 list and one step closer to that offer that you've been waiting for. Finally, guys, you have to realize that if you have no experience and you're competing with other people that do have work experience, what value do you really bring to the table? And in my opinion, that value is really about work ethic, right? Putting in the long hours, putting in the work, keeping an open mind so that you can learn new things, you can see things in a different perspective, and you're open to it. Whereas someone with experience might be prone to doing it their own way, or doing it in the way that they're used to. So that could be good, that could be bad, but really the value of a fresh candidate is that they have no bias whatsoever. So, and you want to make sure you communicate that to your employer. So guys, if you have no work experience and you're looking for a job, really the advice is do everything in your power to get a job, to help you collect that experience. Aim for jobs at entry level, aim for jobs that people aren't really gunning for. Make sure your resume and cover letter is up to snuff and that your interview skills are killer. Guys, if you haven't yet, download my free ebook, The Unfair Advantage. It's a strategic playbook on how to land that job that you're gunning for. And I talk about how to get a job and how to get a career. And they're a little bit different there, but I do explore that a little bit in that book. Now, if you're looking for more of an edge and you want that one-on-one mentoring, go to my website, oneonOnementoring.com, go to my products and services page and find the course that suits you best, and we can work together in the near future. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.